I'm Christy with Kapp's Kitchen, and today we're making this cast iron cinnamon swirl bread. Stay tuned and we'll show you how we did it. What I have here today is some flour, just plain all-purpose regular flour, some salt and cinnamon, and then also a little bit of sugar, some melted butter, warm milk and warm water, and then some yeast. And you have to have warm water between 105 and 110 degrees so that it's not too hot that it kills the yeast, but it's warm enough that it brings it back to life and makes it do its proofing job and makes the bread grow. So we're gonna put in the sugar, we're gonna put the yeast in there. That's what yeast looks like. The warm water, warm whole milk, and some melted butter. Pull that out. And then just kind of mix this up, let it kind of start coming back to life. Okay, so next we're going to put the flour in our mixer. Put the salt and some cinnamon. And then we're going to turn this on to low and start it going, and then slowly add the wet ingredients. Okay, we're going to let this mix for about 10 minutes. I'll check it in about 5 minutes and see how it's doing. If it's really sticky, we'll add a tablespoon or more of flour just to kind of get it to look more like dough. And then once it's all together as a dough, we'll bring it back and roll it out on the, or knead it out on the counter. It's been about 5 minutes in the mixer, and we're just checking to see how sticky it is. If it's really sticky, then we add a little bit more, about a tablespoon or more of flour, and then let it go for another 5 minutes. The way you tell if it's sticky, you can touch it, and if it sticks to your hands, it's too sticky. But it has cleared the bowl, but it's still sticking to the bottom of the bowl. So that looks great right now. So we'll just keep going for another 5 minutes and build up the gluten, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. Hi, we're back. It's been about 10 minutes in the mixer, and it's a nice formed ball of dough. So we're going to take it out and put it in our graduated proofing container. We like this because you can see how much your bread has actually doubled by the markers. So let me pull the bread out of here. It's a nice, pretty, it's not sticking to my hands at all. So nice formed dough. So we'll just dump that in there, and I'll cover it with plastic wrap, and we'll wait about an hour for it to rise. Hi, we're back, and the dough has pretty much doubled in size. So now it's time to roll it out and put the cinnamon filling on the inside. So to do that, we're going to flour the work surface here. And so we've got a canister of flour here, and we use a tea diffuser to help put an even coating of flour out. So I'll show you how that works. Dump out the bread. And so we're going to kind of knead it into a bowl, a ball, so it's easier to work with. Okay, so now we're just going to roll it out into a rectangle. All right, the dough is all rolled out into a rectangle here. I'm going to get some melted butter and brush it, and then put the cinnamon filling on top. Okay, we are ready to add the filling to the dough. So we have a little bit of melted butter here, and it's going to act like a glue. So we put that onto the dough, and then we're going to just use this mixture of brown sugar and cinnamon and sprinkle it on top. So now we're just kind of pressing it down into the dough just a little bit, just to kind of making sure it's in there good. So now what we're going to do is roll it along the long side. So the long side faces you, and then you just tuck it under and you roll it as tight as you can get it. So this is the same practice that you do if you're making cinnamon rolls. You just keep rolling. Now for the fun and challenging part. So you're going to turn it lengthwise, and you're going to take a bench scraper. This is a bench scraper. It's used to scrape the bench, but it's got a bit of a sharp edge, so it helps you to make clean cuts. So you're just going to cut this straight down the middle. Normally for cinnamon rolls you would cut rolls, but we're going to cut 2 long lines. So here we go. Okay, so now what you do once you've cut is you roll these out, cut side up, so you can see all the delicious cinnamon bits. And yes, it will open up. That's to be expected. So get your fingers a little bit wet and try and kind of pinch the ends together. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take one end and cross it over the other. And you're always keeping the cinnamon up because you don't want to dump it out onto your counter. So you're just going to basically twist this together, being very careful not to lose the precious cinnamon. And then you just kind of do the same thing again. You just kind of try to glue those ends together, just pinching them together. Okay. Now you're going to make a spiral with this. So you just twist it into a spiral and tuck the ends underneath. And then push it off to the side here. I have a cast iron pan here that's already got a little oil in it so that the dough does not stick. And you can use your bench scraper with this too. It just helps to lift and place it into the pan. Voila! So now we're going to cover it and wait probably about another hour to let it rise a second time. And then we'll put it in the oven after that. Hi, we're back and it's almost ready to go in the oven. So all we have to do now is pull the plastic off and then just fix anything that needs fixing. So I'm just going to kind of twist this a little bit more and tuck that under a little bit better. Also, before popping it in the oven, we're going to put an egg wash over it, and this just helps give bread a nice brown crust. So it's just a little egg, an egg and a little bit of water, and you whisk it up and make a wash, and then you just brush it on. Okay, we have the oven preheated to 325, and all we have left to do is just pop it in the oven and wait another hour. Okay, we're back, and it's been about 45-50 minutes, and it's time to take the cinnamon swirl bread out of the oven. So let's pull it out. Now that it's out of the oven, we're going to wait about 5 to 10 minutes and then pull it out of the cast iron pan and put it on a wire rack to cool for another 2 hours.
2 hours?
Thanks for joining us today. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. If you're in the Denton, Texas area, you can place orders by going to www.kappskitchen.com. Thanks for watching.